Ever wonder how some driving habits are secretly ruining your engine? You might think you're just cruising along, but these common mistakes could cost you thousands in repairs. From downshifting too hard to revving a cold engine, you risk serious damage every time you drive. But here's the kicker. A few simple changes can save you thousands in repairs. Stick around because one of these driving habits could surprise you and leave you rethinking how you drive. Let's dive in and uncover the 13 habits you need to break before they break your engine. Habit number 13, engine braking. Your engine is built to send power to the wheels, not the other way around. When you force the wheels to push energy back into the engine, you're putting a lot of stress on parts that aren't designed for it. Downshifting too hard at high speeds is a problem. It puts extra strain on the transmission, heats things up, and can cause serious damage over time. The faster you drop gears, the worse it gets. Practice smooth downshifting, but slamming into a lower gear too quickly, that's how you break things and end up with a costly repair bill. Repairing or replacing a damaged transmission can cost between $1,800 and $3,400. Now, engine braking does have its place. It helps control your speed on steep roads and even reduces wear on your brakes. But if you rely on it too much, you're asking for trouble. The smart move is to shift carefully. Avoid hard downshifts and let your brakes do their job. They're way cheaper to replace than a busted transmission or a blown engine. Your engine hates aggressive downshifts, but you know what else it hates? A rude awakening. Habit number 12, revving the engine cold. Revving a cold engine is like shaking someone awake from a deep sleep. It's rough, and it's not good for them. Your engine needs time to warm up. When you start your car, the oil is cold and thick. It doesn't flow well, so metal parts don't get the lubrication they need. If you rev too soon, those parts grind against each other, causing extra wear. Do this often enough, and you'll have serious engine damage. Even in warm weather, your engine and oil take time to reach the right temperature. Let it idle for about 30 seconds to a minute before driving gently. That gives the oil time to do its job. And here's a mistake many people make, trusting the coolant gauge. Just because the coolant is warm doesn't mean the oil is. Oil takes longer to heat up, so don't push the engine too soon. Skip this step, and you could be looking at a repair bill between $2,500 and $4,000. Give your engine time to wake up before you hit the gas. Habit number 11, high gear acceleration. First, let's acknowledge that manufacturers build cars to handle serious strain. They've been pushed through brutal tests, enduring speeds, heat, and pressure far beyond your daily commute. So, you might think accelerating in high gear is no big deal. Wrong. Pushing the gas in high gear at low RPMs forces your engine to work harder than it should. It's not burning fuel efficiently. Instead, it struggles, creating extra heat and stress on pistons, valves, and bearings. Over time, this can wear them down and hurt your engine's performance. And here's something you might not realize. Driving like this can cause carbon buildup inside the engine. That gunk clogs things up, making your engine sluggish and less responsive. You'll notice rough idling, weak acceleration, or even misfires. A struggling engine also means bad fuel economy. The solution? Shift at the right RPM, around 2,500 to 3,500. Every so often, take it on an open road and give it a good run. Habit number 10, ignoring overheating. Your car's cooling system keeps the engine at a safe temperature, but leaks, a bad thermostat, or a failing radiator can cause it to overheat fast. Keep driving, and you risk serious damage. Warped metal, a blown head gasket, or engine fire. If your temperature gauge moves into the danger zone, pull over immediately. Look for steam from the hood or fluid leaks underneath. If you see either, do not open the hood right away. Doing so can cause severe burns. Let the engine cool before checking it. If the problem isn't obvious, call for a tow instead of risking further damage. Fixing overheating issues isn't cheap. Replacing a radiator can cost anywhere from $150 to $900. A thermostat replacement runs between $100 and $300. A new water pump? That's another $300 to $750. And don't forget labor. Most shops charge $50 to $150 per hour. Ignoring the problem can turn a small repair into a massive bill. Stay ahead of trouble. Check your coolant levels monthly, inspect hoses and belts for wear, and keep the radiator clean. Catching small problems early can save you thousands down the road. But overheating isn't the only risk. Letting fluid leaks slide is like driving with a ticking time bomb. A small leak now could mean major trouble later. Let's dive into the next habit. Habit number 9, ignoring fluid leaks. Fluid leaks are never a good sign. Any fluid that escapes from your car could spell serious trouble for your engine, brakes, or transmission. Coolant leaks? Expect the engine to overheat, leading to potential failure. Oil leaks? They can cause engine damage and make the road dangerously slick. Brake fluid leaks? That's a disaster waiting to happen. Total brake failure. Transmission fluid leaks? You're looking at a ruined transmission and a costly fix. The idea that it depends on the leak is wrong. Any leak, no matter how small, should never be ignored. If you notice a leak, don't start the engine. Call for a mechanic or roadside service. Let them find the source. Whether it's a loose drain plug or a damaged gasket, it's best to leave it to the professionals. Ignoring a fluid leak can cost you thousands, and more importantly, it can jeopardize your safety. Check under your car regularly for signs of leaks. Early detection can save you money on repairs and help you avoid dangerous situations on the road. Habit number 8, turning off the turbo engine immediately after stopping. Turbochargers are like tiny jet engines under your hood. They spin at insane speeds, pushing 200,000 plus RPMs and get blistering hot. But if you shut off your engine too soon after driving, you're slow roasting your turbo. While your engine is running, oil continuously flows through the turbo, cooling and lubricating it. When you turn off the engine, that oil flow stops. But the heat, it sticks around. This leftover heat burns the oil, turning it into carbon deposits, also known as oil coking. Over time, this clogs vital oil passages, damages turbo bearings, and can lead to total failure. Some drivers think this was only an issue in 90s cars. Not true. Modern turbo engines still need proper cooldowns. That's why manufacturers recommend letting your car idle for 30 seconds to a minute before shutting it off. If you've been driving hard, say after a highway run or aggressive acceleration, let it idle for 2 minutes. Habit number 7, running motor on low oil. Oil is your engine's lifeline. Without it, metal parts grind together, overheating and breaking down. Even a short run with low oil can cause serious damage. Think of oil as blood in your body. If your heart stops pumping, everything shuts down. The same goes for your engine. When oil runs low, the cam bearings wear out first, followed by the main bearings and then the rod bearings. At that point, a snapped rod could tear through the engine block, leading to a total engine failure. Don't rely on the oil light. By the time it comes on, the damage is already happening. Always check and maintain oil levels at the full mark on the dipstick. Ignoring this can lead to catastrophic engine damage, and repairs could easily cost $2,000 or more. Engines have destroyed themselves in under a minute due to oil starvation, sometimes so quickly you don't even have time to shut it off. Prevent engine failure by checking your oil regularly, especially before long trips. Overfilling your engine, though, is just as harmful. And that brings us to the next habit: how too much oil can kill your engine. Habit number 6, overfilling oil in the engine. Too much oil increases pressure, causes leaks and can wreck seals. The excess oil forces pressure into areas it shouldn't be, potentially blowing out gaskets and creating stubborn leaks. Over time, this leads to severe engine damage. If oil gets into the combustion chamber, expect smoking from the tailpipe, rough idling, and fluctuating RPMs. Your engine may struggle to run smoothly. If you notice these symptoms, stop and check the oil level. Park on level ground, let the engine cool, and use the dipstick to measure. If the oil covers the entire stick, it's overfilled. A small excess can be manageable, but too much is a problem. If you need to fix it, use an oil extractor or drain a little oil to bring it back to the correct level. Oil keeps your engine running, but only at the right level. Too much oil is like adding extra weight to a race car. It won't perform at its best. Want to avoid more engine-killing mistakes? Watch 11 engine oil myths stupid people fall for, and get the facts. Habit number 5, driving through deep waters. Driving through deep water is a risky gamble you don't want to take. Water and engines simply don't mix. Submerge your air intake, and your engine will suck in water instead of air. This can cause pistons to slam to a stop, rods to bend, and your engine to turn into an expensive paperweight. 1 minute, your engine is running fine. The next, it's destroyed. Not all vehicles are built to handle water the same way. Just because one car, like a Toyota Corolla, made it through doesn't mean your vehicle will. Air intake locations vary, and some cars are more vulnerable than others. Even if your car is designed to withstand some water exposure, it can still suffer serious damage if submerged for too long. Water also threatens the ignition system. If it reaches the spark plugs or ignition coils, the engine won't start. Diesel engines don't need a spark, but water can still damage them. If you can't avoid it, drive slowly through the water and assess the depth before proceeding. Prevention is key to saving your engine. Habit number 4, driving at very low RPM. Running the engine at low RPMs for too long chokes airflow, causing heat and combustion byproducts to build up. Without proper airflow, these gases cool, turn into gunk, and stick to engine components. This leads to poor performance and severe damage. Gunk buildup starts in the combustion chamber, coating spark plugs, pistons, and valves. Later, some of these dirty gases escape and settle on valve seats, stems, and seals. This prevents the valves from closing fully, increasing wear and causing a ticking noise. Worn valve seals and seats mean oil leaks, rough idling, and expensive repairs. But the trouble doesn't stop there. Your catalytic converter also takes a hit. It needs heat to work, but low RPMs keep it too cool. Unburnt gases settle inside, clogging airflow and reducing efficiency. Suddenly, your car feels sluggish, and your fuel bill starts climbing. Worst case, a clogged catalytic converter can set you back $1,500 to $2,000. So don't be afraid to give your engine some revs. It's built to run, not to struggle. Just don't make the mistake of consistently hitting the rev limiter. That's a whole other issue that'll come back to bite you, as we'll reveal in the next habit. Habit number 3, consistently hitting the rev limiter. The rev limiter is there for a reason. It stops the engine from spinning too fast by cutting fuel, ignition, or both until the RPMs drop to a safe level. This prevents catastrophic failure of internal parts like the crankshaft, connecting rods, and pistons. At 7,000 plus RPMs, the stress on these components is extreme. One bad hit could send a rod straight through the engine block. Ever heard that pulsing sound when you hit the limiter? That's the system kicking in. Unburnt fuel might ignite in the exhaust, causing backfires and extra stress on the engine. It might sound cool, but it's far from harmless. Doing it once in a while won't destroy your engine, but making it a habit, you're gambling with serious damage. Free revving in park or neutral is even worse. With no load on the engine, you risk stretching rods, floating valves, and slamming pistons into metal. It is clear. Shift before the red line. Your engine will thank you with a longer, healthier life. Habit number 2, skipping routine maintenance. This one is insane. Some drivers wait for a dashboard warning light before servicing their car. Others live by the terrible philosophy, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That mindset will break your car, your wallet, and maybe even your safety. Neglecting oil changes is a bad idea. As you drive, oil gets thin, turns into sludge, and loses its ability to lubricate. Without proper lubrication, engine parts wear out fast. Worst case, your engine seizes, and you're looking at a $4,000 to $10,000 repair bill. Skipping transmission fluid changes is just as bad. Old transmission fluid loses its cooling and lubricating properties. This leads to slipping gears, overheating, and complete transmission failure. A new transmission costs $2,000 to $4,000, and if you're lucky, a repair might cost $1,800 plus. Preventative maintenance is way cheaper than repair costs. A simple oil change costs under $100, while a new engine can set you back thousands. Habit number 1, overloading the car. Piling on extra weight pushes your engine beyond its limits. It works harder, heats up faster, and suffers more wear. An overloaded engine generates excessive heat. More heat means warped components, melted parts, and major breakdowns. Your cooling system can only handle so much. Push it too far, and you're looking at overheating, coolant leaks, and even total engine failure. Engines are designed to handle specific loads. Add too much weight, and everything works over time. Bearings, pistons, and cylinders wear out faster, leading to expensive repairs way ahead of schedule. Too much strain causes detonation and pre-ignition, fancy words for your engine knocking itself to death. The extra pressure damages pistons, cylinder heads, and other critical parts. This can begin as a small matter, but turn into a costly disaster. Keep the load within limits. But why stop at just avoiding damage? You can make your engine last forever. Check out 11 things that will make your engine last forever, and learn the secrets to keeping your car running like new. If you found this helpful, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more tips.